This conference will now be recorded.
Hi, Alicia. We're all hooked up, right? Joanne, do you have a record of all the callers that are in? Is Joanne with us?
Yeah, no, there's a lot of callers that I don't have names.
Okay, so maybe we should call them out and have everybody identify themselves.
Okay.
Because we got 6.
Steve Bedore, he's here.
Okay.
Joe Chrisman.
Nancy Hyde.
Nancy, you're calling in?
Yes.
Okay, so we got Steve, Joe, Nancy. You got 3 more out there.
Susie O'Neill.
Okay, we got Susie.
Helen Heberling.
And Ellen. Okay. Got 1 more.
Rob Stevenson.
Who was that again?
Rob Stevenson.
Oh, okay, Rob, good.
And
Okay.
Star Carter.
Okay, so we've got everybody here, so we'll open up the meeting. Kevin's not on, but at the last meeting, we talked about Josh David going to school starting this week. And we were okay with it if they would split the time with the village and not pay him only for half of the days that he was gone. He would pick up the other half. And we had that discussion via email, and they agreed to that. So is everybody still on board? So we can get a vote on this?
I am.
So would somebody make the motion?
I'll make the motion.
Steve, okay, and this is for Josh to go to school the 11th through the end of January. And he will pick up half the time, and he will work the night shifts on Friday and Saturday at no overtime. So do we have a second on that?
I'll second it.
Okay, Jeremy, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, so he's good to go. Oh, Terry Jones, what have you got for us?
Good evening, everyone. You all have a copy of the DPW activity report, and I also included the 2020 year in review. Things are going well with the DPW right now. We're slow right now because of the weather, but I think you're going to see a pattern change here in the next week or two, and we'll be fighting snow again. We did clean up some snow downtown. And some areas on Reese Street, which is rather narrow in the last few days. So that's added to the report. Does anyone have any questions for me?
I have a question, Terry. It's Nancy. Just anything new about FEMA and the Ready Project?
I spoke briefly with Matt Keller from FEMA on Friday. They needed they needed the extension letter. I don't know where, it goes through so many hands. So they needed the extension letter. I forwarded that to them. We're getting closer. This is the original. This is the 2017 issues that we had. And then as far as the 2019, we haven't heard anything. Haven't gotten the go ahead on the 2019, but I'm hopeful. And then the next couple of months, we can get those projects out to bid, the Centennial Project, the area over on at Rotary Park. And hopefully we get that stuff. It's been 3 years and it's time to, well, 4 years now. Time to get that stuff done.
And there's nothing we can do with FEMA. They only work at their pace, so.
Yep. Well, I guess we're one step closer.
Well, that's good. One step at a time. Does anyone have any other questions for Terry? Are we Still everybody on board here?
I'm here.
Okay, all righty. So I think you're all set, Terry. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. We didn't have wastewater treatment plant on the agenda, but Rob is on the phone and so is Star Carter. And we did have an overflow on Christmas, so maybe one of you would want to kind of bring us up to date on that overflow.
Sorry, on Christmas Eve, we had just over 1.5 inches of rain with the snow melt. Eric Dingman was the operator on call. He came in. It was keeping an eye on things. He called our contact caller, Gleason Septic Service, put them on call at 1 o'clock in the morning. He had to turn on the pump and called them in. Riverside Drive bypassed 356,000 gallons to the river, and Gleason's hauled 91,000 gallons to the wastewater plant. East Union Street had just over 15,000 gallons overflow, and they hauled 89,000 gallons from East Union Street over to the wastewater plant. In total, there was 2.5 inches of rain in less than 24 hours, plus the snow melt. The DEC was very understanding, and they cannot wait for the wastewater or the collection system improvement project to get going.
Right. And our weather operation plan came together, so we're in good shape. DEC is okay as long as we stick with our plan. They're good. to
That
us.
is correct.
Yeah. Does anyone have any questions for Rob? Okay, thanks a lot, Rob, for bringing us up to date on that, and then we'll have a regular report at the end of the month. So we'll be good.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Star.
Thank you.
Okay, on the consent agenda, Joanne, on the draft minutes, I think it should be December 14th and the 28th, right? Not November 23rd.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Okay, on the items 1 through 4, does anyone have any questions, corrections, or anything?
I have a question, item 4 in the abstract. Who is, or what is Link Computer? Because we have Link Computer and then we have Superior Computer Services.
Oh,
So
I
who's
think-
Link?
No, Mini-Link. Go ahead.
Link Computer is MuniLink,
Oh, okay. All right.
and Superior is our IT person, Annie.
Gotcha. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, Mini-Link is the new software for the water billing. Any other, well, let's wrap up items 1 through 4. Do we have any other questions on those? If not, can I have a motion for the items 1 through 4 on the consent agenda?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, thanks, Steve. And do I have a second?
I'll second.
Hey, Nancy, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed?
Aye.
Okay, so all good. On the capital projects? Anybody got any questions on that? We answered the Mini-Link, Dale, so is there anything else? This pretty much wraps up. I've signed the final Form E for the the water project that was on the books for 2 or 3 years. So we're done with that, so that's a good thing. Can we have a motion then for the capital projects, item 5?
I'll make that motion for item 5.
Nancy, in a second.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
Jeremy, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Okay, so carried. Oh, Joanne, on the, your agenda.
I just have the renewal of the Pivot Employee Assistance Service contract. It is $600 again this year. It has not gone up. I'll just need an approval, board approval for that.
Okay, and that is a mandatory thing that we have to do to offer our employees. So,
Yes.
and people don't really utilize it, and they do have some good things in it. And Joanne's good about sending out the newest things that they've offered, but we don't use it very often. But we need to have it. So would somebody make a motion so we can sign that?
I'll make the motion for Pivot.
Thank you. And do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Jeremy. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Anyone opposed? Okay, this, we've had a hard time the last 2 weeks finding people that were at work or not at work, and we got kind of caught up this week. And I sent out the information that we got from Save the River so we could have sea bins and litter traps set. And I sent it over to Star, and she made some comments, and with her environmental background, thought it would be a good idea to do that. Did anyone have any questions on the information I sent out to you? Or does anyone have a problem with Save the River going through to get this grant so they can do this?
No, I'm fine with it. Sounds like a good
No, I'm
idea.
good.
Okay, do you want to make a motion then, please, Nancy, so that I can
Sure.
get back to John?
So I make the motion for Save the River to do what? They're going to get a grant to get sea bins and litter baskets
Yep.
to be
Okay.
installed in Clayton.
Okay, do we have a second on that, please?
I'll second
I'll
that.
second that.
Okay, thank you, Jeremy. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Talking about Save the River, I don't know if you folks are aware of the fact that the executive director, John, has been at Roswell Park. He's got a melanoma, a pretty aggressive one. So he's working from home and trying to save the river and save himself right about now. Okay, so we got that put to bed. The financial report we got for November from EFPR. And the good news is that we're 6 months into the budget and everybody is doing a great job to stay within the budget, and we're well within the 50% limit. So that's a really good thing. And we'll have a new one for December by the end of this month. And the DOT traffic letter, they gave us some information that they weren't excited about doing anything with James Street and Riverside Drive to continue that pattern. At one time they were, but apparently that not now, but they would continue working on Merrick and John Street if that's okay, and come up with a plan for that. And we've got to keep in mind that someday this street will be ours, so maybe we can go back. They might go back to it, but it doesn't sound to me like they're going to keep this pattern on James Street, and people really like it, the one way. But can I tell them to go ahead and keep working on John Street and Merrick Street to come up with a pattern for us?
It's fine with me. Yeah. What are they thinking?
Yeah, I would keep it.
Yeah, let them see what they got. I mean, it has to have a public hearing. There's a lot of things you got to do after they give it to us. So if they, you know, the public
it
doesn't
doesn't
like it, then we don't have to do it. But I think we need some guidance on how to, especially John Street. That's been a nightmare down there. So we had a letter from Paul Heckman. He is resigning from the planning board. I'll read the letter to you. Please accept this letter as my resignation from planning board, age and ongoing health issues, COVID. and he's been doing this for 15 years, and it's been a pleasure for him, and he's been a huge help. He was really active when the hotel project was going on. He had great insight. He was really, really helpful. Wished us all a Merry Christmas and best wishes for 2021. I sent him a note, and then Lance Peterson had a certificate made up, and Doug Rogers, the planning board chair, and Lance and myself, we signed it and sent him a certificate of appreciation. So they're looking, if you know of anybody that'd like to donate one night a month to the planning board, they haven't found anybody yet. But Paul did an excellent job for us. We're going to miss him. The committee for the employee handbook and the policy has really got a lot accomplished, and we're going to meet again on Friday, and we all got assignments to do, and it's just a great thing to get this put to bed. We've had it out there for a long time, and it just didn't get done, and Alicia's cracking the whip, and her guidance, we're getting this done. So we'll have something for the board probably in a month for them to review and see what they think of. And this morning, I got an email from somebody, I can't remember who it was, on this COVID deal, that the biggest places right now that they're tracing stuff back to are gas pumps and shopping carts. So be extra careful when you pump your gas or go to the grocery store, because this new variant is very contagious, and they think that a lot of that's coming from those two places. And I think 3 or 4 months ago, I didn't get a chance to check with you, Joanne, but I think we authorized the Red Cross to have a blood bank here and use the municipal building on September 18th. And we told them that, and with a covenant on it that, you know, depending on COVID and things don't change, but they sent it to me again this morning and asking if it was going to be okay, but we've already approved it. So I'm still good with it if things don't get worse. We'll see how they can. Hope by September we're out of the weeds with this. But in spite of all the bad news there is, we're pretty fortunate to have Kenny Barbaugh keep that ice rink going. There's been a lot of people over there to enjoy that oval that he's done. And then the fire department in Cheers made some child a pretty nice happy birthday when they did a drive-by one day. Yesterday it was, for them, because they couldn't have a birthday party. So it's great that the community still sticks together and tries to make the best of all the issues that we've got. So that was good. Does anyone on the board have any questions?
I do, Norma.
Sure, go ahead.
One of the situations that I've seen is, again, the parking lot at the Antique Boat Museum. Not at the Antique Boat Museum, but the one down off of James Street. And I know they have a snow blower. Is it possible that they could at least keep that entrance looking better, because it's really getting caked with snow and ice, and businesses and people are commenting they're not keeping the sidewalk well cleared, and somebody's going to get hurt.
On James Street, Nancy?
Yes. And I know they have a snow blower.
Yeah, but they don't use it. They hire somebody. Yeah, I think this is always an issue. The guy that they hired to do the snow removal sidewalks forgets about that one unless he gets jacked up about it. So I'll ask Mike to have him go over on James Street. Yeah, okay.
Yes, yeah. Last week, would you check with Joe Russell? I requested from him his version of the sign law, and I haven't received anything. And this was back in November. So if you would check with him, please.
Oh, sure. He was off pretty much those 2 weeks between Christmas and New Year's.
All right.
So, okay.
And then last year we had gotten, I know we didn't have COVID, but last year we started to get together about the budget for the new year. Are we going to have any meetings this month or shortly in reference to the new budget?
I don't think we did anything until March. It was March
Well, we
13th.
had a meeting with the board in January just to discuss where we were at. That was last January, and we haven't had any,
Was Tina
besides
involved
getting,
in that?
yeah, she was. She came, yeah, and the whole board was there. And,
Yeah, on March 13th. I remember that because that's the day that COVID kicked in big.
yeah, but we
We
had a
never-
January one, and I just didn't know if we were going to have anything similar so that we could get a rough estimate about what's happening and what do we need to do for next year.
I'll ask Tina what she's got in mind to get us started
Okay.
on something. But we're in really good shape in the budget that we've got now, which is a compliment to all the department heads. Anything else, Nancy?
No, that's all I had. Thank you.
Anybody else on the board? Oh, I think what we've
Yeah.
got to do is just be extra careful on this COVID deal.
Hey, Norma?
Yes,
I'm sorry, my voice is coming through the phone, and I don't have that strong a voice. I apologize. Is everything with the Toby issue resolved?
yeah.
Because I,
Who's this?
well,
Who's
this is
speaking?
Joe.
Okay, yeah, it's all resolved.
Okay, because I know you wanted a meeting, and the emails
There's-
never got answered. Is this something
Everything
for
with him
executive
has been
session, or?
corrected and settled and done. And Nancy
Well, I
hasn't
know
had
there
any
were,
communication with him, and she's the DPW rep. I can
Well,
check and
there-
see, but the last information I had, and we got that thing put to bed, and I tried to get a meeting together with Brian Hammond and the board and everybody. He didn't think it was necessary. So, and we've done everything we can to get this corrected, and it's done.
are we going to have an executive session on this? Or,
For any, I don't know why, but if you, did you ask
because
for
there was
one?
a
It's
couple of
not on-
huge,
I'm sorry?
there was a couple of huge issues that came in. That's why I was wondering.
Oh, I didn't put in for an executive session. We can ask for one. You want to put one out there, Joe? And
Yes,
the reason
yeah.
that you want that?
Well, yeah, there's a couple of big issues that come up, and I would just like to get it resolved.
Well, if you're going to have an executive session, we should have it on the agenda. And if the reason
Okay.
why. And if the board's okay with it, we can go into executive session and you can ask your questions.
Okay, that'll be fantastic. Thank you.
Anyone else got anything? Everybody in the community that's on the phone, did they have any issues that they want to bring up?
Hi, this is Susie O'Neill. I would just like to ask what the status of the audit from the comptroller's office is.
Well, he was here last Friday and he'll probably be around. It's going fine. We're doing fine with it. I don't know, I have nothing to report other than the fact that he gets everything that he needs and he works well with everybody and we're working with him. I don't know what you would like us to report on.
I wonder
Yeah.
what the staff, if they're still doing the audit, if it's being conducted, if there's been any
absolutely.
resolution.
They're
How are
having,
the numbers looking?
well, they're not going to tell us that, Susie. When they get the audit done, they'll give us a report and we'll bring it forward. But I think he does a lot of this remotely. He's been here twice. Actually, last Friday was his he was here last Friday. And he's pleased with the cooperation that he's getting to get the information he needs, and it's going really well. But they're going to piecemeal the information out.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else? If everybody's all set, we'll Joe Christmas request, we'll have a quick executive meeting. So if everybody wants to sign off with the board, we will have an executive session here and see what Joe needs.